the family rules, and I've got it right. I've got it pulled up right here. And so give me some history before we go into the rules. Give me some history about how you created them, when you established them, you know, and the purpose.
Yeah. So one of the things that we do, this relates directly to the schools that we run, is every studio on our campus, and studio just means group of similar age, but they're not at the exact same age, young people. They make a contract for their studio. And that contract that they design governs how they operate. And it gives them a very tangible thing to go back to continuously talk to each other. If I can go, Nick, man, you know, the contract says rule number 7 here in our studio says this, you're doing this. That's clearly a violation. What can we do to help fix that? Right. It just gives them those tangible tools. So all we did was essentially transfer that to the house. So we as a family just went, cool, who are we? Like, what are our virtues? What are our values? Who do we want to be as human beings, not just as a unit, but as human beings, right? You're special forces operator. There's a standard that's got to be met. You meet that standard, and then you all rally around that standard and you hold each other accountable to that. That standard is non-negotiable, right? And you're a tight-knit unit because of that. Same thing. So we just went, cool, man. What do we as a family? What are the things we want? So I got input from my wife. I got input in from all 3 of my kids. I put in my 2 cents. We came up with, you know, what we wanted to do to govern our family.
How long have these been standing?
We've had these for probably about, I'd say 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah. Did you see a change in the way that the family unit operated when you established these?
You know what's cool, man, is my wife and I were very intentional about how we parent anyways. So these were all, we were leading by example in these. I'd like to think, you know, obviously we messed stuff up too, but we were leading by example already. So that was already kind of there, but putting that clear definition on it and having talking points around it, the biggest change that I saw was that now my kids, now that they had something specific, now they could call me out when I failed on one of these.
Because they're like, hey, they're like, Dad, like,
that's right. Hey, Pops, remember how you got up? Yep. Remember how you called me out on this? Well, right now you're kind of complaining.
And it's just, it's accountability. It's accountability on all sides, right? Yeah. I mean, so many times I think parents are thinking about holding their children accountable, but where are they on that? Who's going to hold them accountable? And I have a very, I don't know if it's viral. It's a very controversial video that I put up about talking to a young man who's now in our family at his wedding about accountability and really just saying, like, making sure that you're doing the right things for the right reasons. And when things get tough, you don't do what so many men have done in the past. Like, you reach out and you use myself or someone as a lifeline when things get stressful. Because we know when you get married at 20, you know, it's all rainbows and sunshine, and it's all love in the air. But, you know, life starts to get a little harder. It starts to get a little more complicated. Careers and kids, and, you know, whether she's going to stay at home or, you know, work and take care of the kids and everything. It does it. And for men, typically, if we don't have a good accountability network and a good network of education on how to process our emotions and how to deal with those kind of stressors, it comes out in the most negative ways.
That's right, man. And being and learning to be intentional about who those lifelines are matters. Right? Who are the men that get to speak into your life? Being intentional about that. If it's is it a homie or is it a real man that you look up to, that you value their, like, the homie doesn't necessarily, I might've grown up with him and still loyal and respectful, and, you know, that's great, but he doesn't necessarily get to speak into my life.
Well, not just that, but it's like the individuals that are going to tell you the truth, the ones that, and even if it might hurt.
Yep.
And usually if it's something that you need to hear, and it's truthful, it is going to hurt. It is going to sting. But that's the story. But that's the best.